Hello, my name is Gabriel Torquato, and welcome to my Lab 3 work. So this has probably been the hardest lab so far because it's easy to follow instructions here to build this ALU, basically the first computer that I've ever built, but it takes a little longer to understand what's actually going on here. So first issue I had building it was this this actual small ALU right here. For some reason, when changing the basically changing the order of inputs, it also messed up its circuitry in here somehow, in some way, some form. That was a little frustrating. That was a problem I had. But yeah, after we did that and fixed that, it works perfectly fine. We can just do a little test here. We'll just put in some data in there, pass it through here, maybe invert it, and then we'll load it into the accumulator. And there we go. Now we have 0 into the accumulator. Let's store that in the spot. We can turn all this off. We'll store the B. Well, first, let's get access to DB so we can push that in here. And we'll write that into address number 5, which is this right here. This just is a 0, but this is just me showing you that it's the original file. No numbers were changed. But yeah, but now we have B there as 5. So if we reset this, I'm pretty sure I clicked it, hopefully. Go to 0. Instead of writing, we'll read. Yep, there's B. So in address number 5, we have B. That just shows you that I understand this mini computer to its full potential. So now let's take a look into, which is honestly, I'm honestly really proud of this because there's honestly no amount of AI that you can do to figure out what is going on here. Only it's just, just you yourself. But here, my last and final test, test 3, which was the brainless ALU. My goal here was to basically my goal was to load a new number, brand new number, for the user loading in a number, which the number for me was D, inverting it, storing it into the RAM, and then adding that number, adding that brand new stored number into a new sorry, adding that number, that brand new stored RAM number, to another number that was already in the RAM, which would be 3. So if you do the inverse of D is 2, sorry, it was 5. 2 plus 5 is 7, right? So here, these are our test files. And going through this, if we look into our JTK, I know it's a lot to look at, so a little overwhelming, but the main idea is that at the end, I reset the accumulator. So there is no 7 in the accumulator. So because right here we have a 7 in our data bus. And also if we look right here, accumulator, we have 0. So it was 7, but it was 0. So after we did all that adding and inversing and subtracting and all that math, we reset it. So we can't just say, hey, the accumulator is 7, so there's no cheating going on here. The accumulator has 7, like let's just read it from there. So we reset it, everything is set to 0. And then as you can see at our data bus is still reading 7 when we are reading the RAM. So that new location where we stored 7 after all that math, we're reading it. We reset the accumulator and we are reading 7. So that just shows that it was successful in doing its operations and everything worked out perfectly. So yeah, I really enjoyed this lab. It was a good feeling to fix it and figure out, because here, this is just one example of the many errors that I got because of one data in the hex value that I put in the Notepad++ was wrong. I cleared it, but there's a lot more rows of this, and it was pretty frustrating, but very rewarding to finally get it working towards the end. So yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully that explains everything in my computer. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.